Thank you so much, Corine, for doing this interview. It's been a long time coming, but
Yeah.
I'm so glad for the opportunity to interview you, for people to see you, for people to hear your energy, feel your energy, and hear your answers. So I'm looking forward to this. Thank you.
No problem. I'm excited. I'm always excited.
Yes, yes, you are always good energy, positive energy. You make me smile just listening to you. So I want to read a quick bio of
Mhm.
you for the audience,
Oh my
and
God.
then
Wouldn't
we'll
that
get
take up a long time? Wouldn't
no,
that take up a long
no. I've condensed it. I've condensed it, and we went back and condensed it again. So
time? Okay.
I just want to tell the audience a little bit about you.
Sure.
Corine Lafont is the owner and founder of Help Desk JA, the Self Publishing Center, and the Self Publishing University. Corine is a virtual assistant that focuses on helping authors print their work and making it available to their audience. She also helps promote books through various media, including virtual book tours and trailers. In addition to helping authors become published, Corine also helps aspiring VAs find their way to establish successful businesses with confidence. Today, I'm going to talk with Corine about her virtual assistant business, the marketing tools she uses to reach her clients, and the time investment to execute her marketing plan. So, thank you again for agreeing to go back and forth with me until we could get this live Google Hangout happening.
That's the whole thing about business. That's a good way to start. Go back and forth, back and forth.
Build that relationship. That's right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot I want to ask you, so I'll get right to it. The first question is just give the people a little overview of your specialty. What is your specialty?
Well, I'll tell you something. When I started off about 4 to 5 years ago, I started off with self-publishing, working with authors and speakers, etc., particularly authors. So I started helping them to publish online, helping them with writing and so on. I still do a bit of that, but the beauty about being in business is that you need to realize you need to grow. You watch the market, you watch yourself, you watch where the passion is, and you say, I realize I have more passion working directly with more people, the coaching aspect. And that's where I'm centering right now. I'm coaching, helping persons to start their business online, helping persons to get a really good book out there. I still do the self-publishing to some extent, but the thing with business again is that you need to have like primary markets and secondary markets, and to some extent even a tertiary market. So my primary market now is really reaching corporate clients. I wasn't doing that before really. It was more on an individual basis, but I'm targeting now more the corporate clientele where I can go in, coach their employees, coach their staff, and probably even not probably I'm even coaching individually. So I have individual coaching as well as targeting corporate coaching. And even yesterday, and I thank God for that, I had an opportunity to speak to a major corporation here that is looking to build relationships. They're having issues with building relationships and networking and stuff like that. And so I'm going to come in and help them to know how to network, how to be able to close the deal, build relationship with clients. And everything is not about closing the deal, really. Sometimes you have to go that indirectly. You might meet somebody who may not need your service, but through that person, you may be referred to another service. So, you have to have all those dynamics. So right now my focus is really on coaching, online business coaching, helping persons to start an online business, helping persons to be coached in terms of their publishing. And where I'm taking the publishing right now is more developing online courses so that they can do it themselves, a more, DIY approach. And if they do need additional help, which I know they will need, then they can take my coaching program. That's where my focus is now. So for persons who are listening to this that are new, you start off with something that you're comfortable with, and you get going, build a little momentum, and over time, probably over a year or two, it all depends on you, you will start to see where the more of the passion, more of the request, more of where you think you can give of yourself and give even more value and build revenue, because you're in business to make money. So you need to know where you're going to be making more money in terms of that primary, secondary, and tertiary market. Yeah.
Yes, excellent, excellent idea. That's true. And this is the one thing I love about the virtual assistant community and this industry, is that's what I see everyone do. Everyone, once you get started and doing your business for a couple of years, you will transition into other areas and specialize into other areas. So thank you for sharing that. So where I see that your market, your primary market has changed, but share a little bit with people the way you have found clients when you were mainly working with authors to what you're doing now.
Oh, wow. Finding clients is a never ending story. You just have to go out there. You have to, one, have a really good website. We're in the age of technology, and I would tell anybody, start off with a really good website. And you might say, I'm just starting off. What am I going to say? You project yourself. Think about if you were to go for a job interview, what are the kind of things you would say about yourself? So start off with the things that you do an inventory of the skills that you have, competencies and experience and the passion, and you document that on your website. It might be a simple one page. Nobody's telling you need to have 5 pages, 6 pages, but you start off with a one page about yourself because you're growing and you're not going to always stay at one page. So you start off with a one page, just introducing you and saying, and the words that you use, the fire, the passion is going to come out. You can do a video about yourself. So even if it's one page, it's so impactful. It might be even more impactful than somebody with a 5 page and have a lot of flashy things all over the place. You just present you, be you, and be you throughout the entire process of your business. So you start with a one page and you start documenting the things that you're good at, put your best self out there. Put things, you might say, oh, I don't have any testimonials. Not a problem. Go back. You must have been in jobs before. Go back to the testimonials from your past employers, people who, your clients that you may have worked with. Use those. So don't think that you have to have a client in your own business to put on that one page on your website. You can use work that you have done for people before. And as you go along, you start building that. So your website will be the first thing. Get a good business card. Make sure, like I said to the people yesterday, and they were so shocked. Your business card, always have a picture on your business card. A picture is worth 1,000 words. People remember a face every time. Visuals is key, and that's why video marketing is such a big thing right now, because the visuals, it creates that picture in your mind. People are not reading as much, so you have less text, more pictures. You put a picture of yourself on that business card and something that represents you. It could be a quote that really resonates with people that may make somebody think. You put your number, of course, you can put your website, and keep the back of that business card plain, like blank. Why? Because when you're networking, you want the individual that you're meeting to write at the back of it where they met you, because they might not remember at which networking session or which mingle or wherever they might have met you. So it's good to have the card as a double purpose, not only to promote you, but also to write at the back of the card where they met you. So your business card is a must, the website is a must, and just be visible. I'm not going to tell people in starting off, go and print flyers and hand them out. No, I don't think you're ready for that yet. Don't start expending money unnecessarily. I've never done flyers. Of all the years I've been in business, I've never done it. You really want to build relationships with people. You want to have that connection. Go to networking sessions. If your target group is, I don't know, like for me, it's authors. I'm going to look for places where I can hang out with authors. And it's not just face-to-face. I will go to networking sessions face-to-face where I can interact, because you can't do away with that. But if you check LinkedIn and Facebook, there are groups there. Google, there are groups there, communities that you can join and interact. And then continue that conversation offline. It's up to you. But there's so many different ways, and it does take time. A lot of people are very impatient with the process. You have to have the patience. I remember when I first started off, I was like, oh my God, when am I going to get the first client? And there's this particular VA gosh, she's such a gem. She really had faith in me, and she still supports me. And she says, Corine, you are going to do so well in business. And you see, when you get your first client, it will never stop. You only just need to get your first client. That's all. And everything else is going to happen after that. And believe me, just as she said it, is the way it happened. Because it's the same thing that happened for her, and it happened for everybody else. So just have faith, believe in yourself, have a nice website, simple, one page if you're starting off. Have a good business card, make sure your picture is on there. And network, not only online, but also offline.
Excellent. Thank you. Yes, I was reading from a virtual assistant who's I follow, and she talked about that. She talked about it is important, and I hear more and more VAs talk about that as well. You have to find someplace locally.
Yeah.
To also expend your time and energy, invest your time and energy to meet people that are open to the market, open to the services that you and need the services that you have to offer.
Exactly.
In addition to that, you spoke about online, and we've talked before, and I know that you are not, your specialty is not social media. However, I do see that you use Facebook and Twitter in your business effectively. So can you share a little bit of that with the audience?
Yeah, I never liked Facebook. Can I tell you? It took me a while to get into Facebook. I'm not a social media. I'm not holding back. I'm not a social media person. But there are things that you have to do in life that you don't like. And nobody's telling you force yourself to like it. We're just saying, hey, everybody seems to be going in that. You need to go that way too. So you just do that. The good thing with social media, and I want to make this point, is that you have the control. A lot of people may see a lot of buzz and activity happening on social media, and they think, what are these people? They don't have a life. They spend the whole day. It may not be that. They may have a social management tool to be able to manage all of that. They may have outsourced it to somebody to do it for them, so it looks like they're on their own all day. Don't worry about that. Don't feel that you need to be on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, this, that. No, take your time. Choose one, start off with one, and get comfortable with that one. Then when you think you kind of get the hang of it, then you take on another. If you think you can't handle more than two, then stop. Nobody's forcing you to. Don't think, oh, Electra is doing Instagram and she's doing Google. No, and she's always making money. I need to go over there. What worked for Electra is not going to work for you. So just, and if you want to know what Electra is doing, reach out to Electra and say, hey, Electra, what are you doing? Don't take, you just do. And another thing, if you think your market is on Facebook, then that's what you do. Now, Facebook is really, all of these things carry a particular descriptive word, social. It's really for socializing. So Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all these things are really social, meaning I see Electra, she's doing great in something. I'm going to hit up Electra and say, hey, Electra, I'm so happy for you. You're doing great. Woohoo. I like her things. I'm going to follow her, read it, give a comment. I'm going to socialize, interact, share her stuff because I think it's really good. I'm not expecting Electra to do business with me necessarily because we met on a social situation. It comes like, Electra invited me to her barbecue. She's having barbecue in her backyard. I'm not supposed to be talking business at her barbecue. I mean, we're here to have fun, drink, eat, have fun. You're not talking business. There's a time and place for that. But LinkedIn, on the other hand, is meant for business professionals. And so if you want to do business or you want to do collaboration or joint ventures, or you're looking to partner or whatever it is, I would suggest to somebody, try LinkedIn instead if you're looking for that business sort of aspect. Probably not Google Hangouts, Google the communities, maybe another one, but I say push for LinkedIn more so, because that is what it's meant to do. So just take your time, understand Facebook, Twitter. If you don't want to do Twitter, nobody's forcing you. Just do what you're comfortable with and take it from there.
Excellent. I know you use Facebook for some of the groups, like some of your coaching groups that you use. You'll create Facebook groups and to market some of your events. I see that you've used Twitter. So speaking of that, I noticed one of the things that you promote on Twitter are your teleseminars. So what brought you to the decision to incorporate video marketing and teleseminars into your business?
Well, one of the things is that I love virtual events. I'm actually specialized in virtual events as well. So I offer that as a service. I'm an online radio host, which is all part of virtual events. So I love the idea of speaking to people live and direct, as opposed to just like how we're doing now. This is a virtual event through Google Hangout. So I love doing that and connecting with people. And hey, if the technology is there, I'm looking for it. So, you know, that's just what it is, you know. But virtual events is known to be the main way, if not the only way, as far as I know up to this point, that would allow you to convert a client in a shorter space of time. Why? Because they're feeling you, they're knowing you, you're able to demonstrate things right there and then. They can ask their questions directly. You know, you can make your offers if you want to do that, or you can just do an educational, build awareness type of teleseminar. It's up to you. You can go all into telesummits, audio conference, video conferencing like what we're doing now, and you could use Skype. It doesn't matter, Uvu, things like that. But it allows you to connect, and it allows you to have people from all over the world. I mean, you are in the US. I am talking to you from Jamaica. Hello, please. There's no other.
Yes.
This is a perfect example.
Yes.
I was just talking to somebody from Italy a while ago. She wants to connect with me. Italy, people, Italia. So come on. The technology is there. Use it. You're in business. You're a virtual. That's the word. Virtual assistant. It means you're assisting people in a global environment. You need to use the technology. Don't sit behind your computer and expect people to come and land in your lap and you hide behind. You have to get out there. And getting out there includes using these type of things to sell yourself, tell people about what you're doing, share things. You know, video is the way to go. Share things. You can even turn this into a blog. Your website may be just filled with all these Google Hangouts. That's all. Sharing tips and doing stuff, and people will pick up on it. Of course, you're going to do the text and stuff underneath it. So you can specialize, because virtual events with teleseminars and telesummits is a specialized field. It takes a lot of work. And I mean, Electra, you know about that. So it takes a lot of work. So, you know, if you're specializing in something, you can say, okay, I'm going to specialize in this alone. That's all I'm going to do. You know, because I know a lot of clients that don't really want to take on this. It's a headache, you know, from planning it to making sure it moves smoothly, having backups, you know, repurposing it. It's so much. It's so much. And this is why I'm moving towards corporate clients to offer that to them, because they don't have that. They don't have that. They're still in the traditional mode, you know, push something on somebody, but you need to really connect with your audience. And this is the best way to do it.
Yes, yes. And speaking of that, the other thing, talking about how new VAs aspiring VAs are looking for clients. When you specialize, you also get to connect more with your ideal clients. Yeah. Because you're specializing in something that you know the only people that are going to come to you that want and need that service, that see the value in that service. and are
Right.
able to willing to exchange with you at your market value for the service. Yeah. So,
Right. Right.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. What other, we've talked about your social media, how you use it, and your specialty doing the events and working with authors. What other online marketing activities, or what other, just not online, but other marketing activities that you do?
Well, you blog. It's important for persons to blog and share their expertise. So I mentioned before, if you have a one page, you can add another page to that and have as your blog. So if somebody starting off, besides having their introductory page, the about page, you can have a blog and you can have your contact us. Yeah. So blogging is important because WordPress, and I would suggest WordPress as the platform to use. And Google loves WordPress, and it picks up the SEO very well with a WordPress site. So you need to make sure that you are blogging. I would recommend you can do once a week if you could manage that, but nothing less than twice a month, which is every 2 weeks. Nothing less. Don't do blogs once a month. A newsletter can be once a month. A newsletter could probably even be, well, I would say depending on the newsletter, probably once a quarter is up to you, but you can do once a month for a newsletter, but the blog should be at minimum twice, so every 2 weeks. And as I mentioned, newsletter, you need to have an opt-in on your website. It's a must. You must have a free giveaway. You know, because you want to build that list. You know, these are the people that will become your subscribers. You can build a relationship with them and convert them to your clients. So you have to build that list. There are people who may start off with nobody, and then eventually there may be 3, 10, and you just keep growing it over time. You may see people that talk about they have 10,000, 100,000, how much millions of subscribers. It took them years to get to that. Don't let that frighten you. Don't let that frighten you. It used to bother me at first, and then I just calmed down and I said, hello, these people are in business longer than me. It took them years. And then I don't know what they did to get that list. Some people might be doing illegal things to get it too. So, you know, because you could buy a list, and I'm not into buying a list, and I'm not going to recommend that. But I don't know what they did. Okay. So I prefer to have the people that want to stay with me, even if it might be 100. I want those 100 people to stay with me. And I don't really have people opting out of my list. Nobody has opted out of my list, really. So they're the people that want to stay with me. So newsletters, having an opt-in, a free giveaway. A free giveaway could be anything that you're doing. I mean, you can have a 20-page ebook. It could be an audio. It could be a Google Hangout like this. It could be anything. It could be a one-page cheat sheet. It could be steps to something. I don't know. You decide on your expertise and your niche, what it is that you may want to offer that is of good value to your subscribers. So that's in terms of the newsletter and your blogs. And of course, video marketing. There's so many things, but I can give a lot of tips in terms of that, but it all depends on your market. I use those things for my market, but you have to know what would appeal. I may say doing blogs, but then you may be in a market where people are not going to read the damn blogs. They might consume it another way. You know, they may not hop across their website, or they mightn't opt in for an RSS feed for your blogs. They're not going to see it. So you're like, why am I wasting my time? So you have to find a way that they can consume it. It could be an audio. You can convert it to audio and say a 1-minute audio, because people really don't have the time. You send it as a 1-minute audio. You can do it as a video where they just click on it and they look at it less than a minute, a quick tip, and they move on. So you have to find ways that they can chomp on this thing as quickly as possible, depending on your audience, right? You might be somebody who is catering to a deaf community. You have to sign language the thing. I don't know. You have to find some way to be able to reach your audience. Yeah. So it all depends on on what market you're in, you customize it. So I may be telling you blogs and newsletters and opt-ins and, fixing up your website and the business card and all those things, networking. But that may not apply to you. But you can take it and customize it to suit what your market is about.
Yes, yes. And speaking of that, I think everyone can use a blog because in addition to, like you said, you may be just starting out, but the blog is necessary because it does two things. Number one, it is the way you communicate to your audience to let them know about you. And number two, it's the way to build your website up in the search engines to get to that first page, that index content. The more content that you have is what's going to build your website. So I definitely, whatever industry, I think you can use a blog. Like you said, that is useful. That's very useful.
Yeah.
So we talked about the blog and the newsletter. That I thought that was excellent too, telling people that you don't have to do that weekly, because when you're starting out, and I've noticed this with new clients, that they're new clients, but they're also new to their industry and they don't really know what to write. So I think doing something once a month or once a quarter is a great way for them to be able to build content that will really be useful to their subscribers. So we talked about a little bit about the different marketing activities that you recommend and that you use yourself. Let's talk about time, because one of the things people don't realize in business and building a business is the time investment. Like you said, some people get short patient, or they realize that they don't want to do this video marketing or virtual events because of the time it takes. So let's talk a little bit about time. How much time does it take you to prepare for your radio show, for example?
Oh, wow. I think I've gotten a bit better with that over time. And the thing about it is that I used to spend a lot of time doing it, probably 2 hours, 3 hours, unless I find myself preparing for like 3 hours. And when I look at it, I'm like, what am I doing? This is crazy. I can't spend my whole time just doing this thing. And I said, no, I need to find a way to automate it. And that's a great tip I want to give people. Try as much as possible to automate certain aspects of your business that can be automated. And when I say automated, for example, for my radio show, everything leading up to me sending them the link and scheduling the show, everything prior to that is automated. So for example, let's say you were to come on my show, Electra. I would reach out to probably different groups and put a post out and say, hey, I have a radio show. Would you like to come on here? This is what it is about. Click on this link. When you click on this link, if you have an interest and you want to look at it, it takes you to a form. That form has a very detailed sort of questionnaire, if you want to call it that will help me to determine if you are the best fit for my show. So when you fill out that form, I know everything I need to know and more. So the form is really a tool for me to gather information on you, the topic, your number in case I need to call you, anybody that you could refer people to, because I use that as to be able to get other people who may want to be on my show. I ask you things about, is there any other way I can help to promote you? So I get in my magazine, my CD, my tele summits, I get in all of that. I know what your interest is. So when I'm looking for speakers for tele summits, I reach out to the people who were on my show. They're my first group of people that I come to, because why not? They were a guest on my show. I get to know them. They're my first port of call. So that first form tells me everything that I need to know. When you finish filling out that form takes you automatically to an instruction page that will tell you what I need to get from you. And it also takes you to a booking site. So you can book which day and time you want based on the schedule of my show. So everything is automated. So I don't have to now go to you. If it was before, I would have had to say, what do you want? And we go back and forth. And I don't have time for that. So no, so everything is automated up to the point. So all I have to do is I will see it on my Google Calendar, you know, because everything comes up on my Google Calendar, and I'm going to see the day you booked, and I would say, okay, great. I just send you the link. This is when the show is, you know, just confirmation. If I see that you didn't send me something that you were supposed to send, like a picture, or it didn't come out good, or you didn't send me a book cover or something like that, I would say, please send me the book cover, the whatever, right away. You know, that's it. And then we come on the show. So I don't spend as much time anymore. It's probably cut down from 3 hours to probably like half an hour or less, because I've over the years I've been able to automate and move so fast with doing it. I know exactly. I even title my show myself, so I have to come up with really great titles that would attract people. So like I had a show this morning that says when God doesn't make sense. That is something that I think people are going to be like, when God doesn't make sense, I'm going to listen to that. You know, these are things that might attract somebody to listen. And the topic that we discuss is based on that. So, you know, it doesn't take me long. I come up with really great titles. And then you just follow through with that. You just follow through. And you have templates for certain things. So like a template for reaching out to the guests before, a template for after the show, because you just can't have a guest and you don't follow up with the person after that. So I have a template for that. So you have to have your templates that you just copy and paste, cut, copy, paste, cut, and you just do it quickly. There are some people for their radio show, they may have, like I'm the producer of my own show. I do everything. But some people may have an assistant producer, yeah, that may do all of these things for them, and they just come on and talk on the show. You can get that if you want, but I love doing my show. I don't really want anybody in there just yet. I'm not at that level at the radio show where I can hire somebody just yet, because it will mean sharing or I don't have to. They can probably deal with the initial aspects, you know. So it all depends. You can decide what you want to outsource to people and what you want to do yourself. That's another thing too. We don't have to do everything, you know. We can decide what we want to do and what we don't want to do. We're in business, for Christ's sake, you know. You can do that.
Yeah, that's it. You have to know what to outsource. And it does
Right.
take time. And as you, I like how you explained that it used to take you 3 hours, but you learned the more tools that you learned that were out there to help to assist you with your business. 3 hours has now cut down to 30 minutes. That's a huge, that's giving yourself back a lot. You can do a lot in 2.5 hours. Yes.
Yep.
Great.
Yep. Yeah, time is significant in our business. Time.
Yes, because a lot of times that's what we're selling. On top of selling our intellectual property, what we know to do and how we know how to do it effectively, we're selling our time. We're exchanging our time. Yeah. And we're freeing up their time doing this.
Exactly. And as you mentioned time, Electra, something just popped into my head. I mean, we go into business to be able to ultimately achieve freedom. We don't really want to go back to the job because it feels like a job. Initially, when you're doing it, feel like a job. You're like, oh my God, I'm the boss of me. You know, you have to put in a lot of time. But the ultimate goal is for you to really have the freedom. Because if you ask anybody, why are you in business? They'll be like, yeah, to make money. But you want to have that flexibility of time. You can decide when you want to work, when you don't want to work. You want to go to the PTA, you want to go to the sports trip. You want to be able to have that you want. And so to get that kind of flexibility, you have to manage your time strictly. You set things for the day, you make a to-do list. And hello, the to-do list is never ending. But you crunch it down, or you say, okay, this is the long list. It's a rolling all on the ground. but I can't get all that done today. So you say, okay, calm down. So you calm down. And then you say, all right, two things I can do today. Between time and this time, because the kids are coming home or what can time and is me to listen something else. Two things, just two things. And you push yourself. No, let me tell you the challenge. We go on Facebook and we start getting distracted.
Don't blame Facebook.
Okay, we go on because it happens to me, and I'm like, why was I here again? I'm like, you know, it happens. I'm like, how the hell did I get here? Didn't I come here for something? And then I catch myself, and I'm like, no, click X out of you. So you
you read the notifications.
So you have to. Right? You read notification, or like Electra messages me. I'm like, what the hell? No. You know, I'm like, why is Electra messaging me? So I have to respond. It's Electra. And so I forget. And then we end up in a conversation. And then TikTok, time goes. No. Right? No. You have to get that discipline, and nobody's telling you you're going to get it right away. It takes time. One of the things that is suggested, besides doing a to-do list and taking out two things for the day you want to do, just two, is to have a timer. I found that worked really well for me. I time myself. I set a timer on my screen, and I'm starting work, start now, and it times me. You know, it time how long I take to do a particular thing. And that is another thing I want to tell people too, because in your business, it's good to time how long it takes you to do a particular task. Be aware when you need to pause the timer, because you may take a phone call, or your child may call you or something. So you pause it because you really want to know how long it takes you to do something. So besides it help you being disciplined to focus on a task at a particular time and click out Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter, what it does in terms of your business is that it helps you to gauge how much time and how much money that particular activity is going to cost. Because a lot of us estimate when a client asks us, you know, how long will it take or whatever, and even if they don't ask you, you would know how long it takes you to do X, Y, and Z. So when you charge them by the hour, or you charge them by the project, or you charge them on a retainer, you know you can comfortably get that task or activity done within that particular period of time. So you have that and you document it. Yeah. So it works two ways. There are lots of positive to the timing thing, the discipline, as well as knowing how long an activity takes, so that you can price yourself accordingly. Yeah.
Yes. And as you mentioned that 3 and 4 came up for me is number when you said focus on getting two things done, because when you become an entrepreneur, your focus is productivity. You need to learn to be productive.
Yeah.
Sitting somewhere, letting time tick away is your money ticking away. So you learn productivity, and because you want time to equal money, time, investment in learning the professional skills that we have to learn to do excellent work and to serve the audience,
right,
the industry correctly. It's a time investment, it's a money investment, and you want that to translate into money coming back to you. So it is vital to be productive. And the other thing is, I've learned a couple of things. Nita Feldman is her website. She has great resources. And I remember her having something where it talks about the industry standards of time. To know how much time it's going to take to do certain tasks. For example, if you want to be a transcriptionist, then one of the things to learn is that 1 hour of tape equals 24 hours to transcribe that tape.
That's
so, and Nina has those standards. She has a link to those standards on her site. So you'll know if you're just starting out and it's taking you a little longer, it will also give you that goal of what you're working towards. So that's vitally important. We have done fabulously well with this interview today. I am so impressed. Like I said before we actually started, you have a tendency to leave everything on the floor. You tell the audience, if you don't tell them something, it's because it just didn't come to you in that moment.
Yeah.
But we did very well. We got through this well. So the last question I wanted to ask you is,
oh my God, we're on the last question?
We're on the last question, lady. You roll today. You roll today. What events do you have coming up? Where can people find you? What invitations do you want to extend to the audience that listens to this?
Oh my God. I am searchable on Google, people. Just Google me. At Corine La Font. I am just out there. At one point, I was scared of putting my picture on the web, but I am so out there. And people, you're looking at me now. I may not look as gorgeous as you see that picture that you see online, but that's makeup, baby. That's makeup. Okay, makeup and good lighting. But I'm still the gorgeous person that you see today. Okay.
That's right. That's right.
All right. And then you can get me at my website, which is helpdeskja.com. That's helpdeskja.com. And once you go there, you get everything about me. You can sign up for my newsletter to keep in touch with me. On my social networks are there. My Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn particularly are there. What else? Oh, my coaching program is something I would love to promote. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Electra. It's on my website. You would see that my website, if you had been to it before, is a bit different. It has changed. And that's the thing. We talk about transitioning. We talk about growth. People must be able to see that you are growing in your business. They knew you 4 years or 5 years before. They don't want to see the same old website from 5 years ago. I probably have changed my website probably 5 times or 6 or 7 times. And sometimes the mood just takes me. And I just say, I feel for a change. You know, I'm a woman, you know, so we go with changes all the time. So okay, I don't know about the guys, but we women always change all the time. We have a feeling and we just go with the mood, okay? So we need to keep up with the times and see what's happening out there and keep things current and fresh and innovative. So you check on my website, you will see my coaching program on the services. You would see some fantastic testimonials of people that I have worked with and still working with to some extent. And I hope you will be seeing more. My testimonials are there. So I'm promoting my coaching program, and I'm also promoting my self-publishing university. It's also there. I'm creating a number of courses and programs that people can get access to, that they can learn on demand, self-paced on demand. And if you need more and want to go more in depth, you can reach out to me through my coaching program. There are about 4 or 5 different levels to suit every budget. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, you just have to take one of my programs. You have no choice. You have to take one of my programs. So I am just fun to be around. I'm going to work with you in depth. Be prepared. Be prepared. Let me just warn people who are coming into my coaching programs. I get very real. I don't sugarcoat anything. I tell you as it is. So if you're a softie and you cry a lot, there's nothing wrong with that. But just be prepared. It is for your own good. It's for your own good. If you want to grow, well, and you want to cry at the same time, there's no problem. Cry tears of joy, tears of, letting go. That's what I want to call it. Tears of letting go, just letting go of all the things that are holding you back. That's what it is. We just need to let go, people. Have faith, believe in yourself, and know that you can do this. According to Les Brown, you have greatness within you. You have greatness within you. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This was so worth it. I enjoyed this. So you enjoy the rest of your day. Ladies and gentlemen, you have just heard from Corine La Font, new VAs that are starting out. She just gave you the beginning tips of how to start your business, how to begin to build confidence in yourself. And if you have more questions about Corine, you can visit her on her website, helpdeskja.com. My name is Electra Ford. My website is virtualofficecenter.net. You can find me at virtualofficecenter.net. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Send me a message at consult@virtualofficecenter.net. Thank you, Corine. You enjoy the rest of your day, lady.
You too.
Take care. Bye-bye.